Hey there, YouTube land. So it's Hedwig and the Angry Inch, Friday 13th, A New Blood, and Friday 13th, Jason Lives have in common. The episode of Freddy's Nightmares that I'm about to review for you, and that is It's a Miserable Life. Uh, this episode actually premiered in October of 1988, so I would have been about 16 years old. And I gotta say, it was a fun episode. It's on the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. You have two episodes on here. It's a Miserable Life and A Killer Instinct. I would really, really like to see the complete Freddy's Nightmares on Blu-ray or DVD. I don't care which one it is. I'm not some Blu-ray snob. I actually buy DVDs and Blu-rays. So, as do most people. Now, this episode here was really kind of in tone of what the early episodes were. They were kind of dark and had humorous aspects to them. They included a lot of different actors. We had Tom McLaughlin here directing and writing this episode. Of course, he wrote and directed Jason Lives, Friday 13th, Part 6. One of the stars of this one here is Lar Park Lincoln, who starred in A New Blood, Friday 13th, Part 7. And the star, at least of the first part of the episode, I'll explain that in a second, was John Cameron Mitchell, of course, who wrote and starred in, I think, Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Yeah. So, what is It's a Miserable Life about? Well, Lincoln plays a guy by the name of, what's his name? Brian. And Brian is a worker at his father's Beefy Boy franchise. Basically, it's a fast food restaurant, a la, the type you see everywhere, like the McDonald's type. But his father owns this one. He's running it. It's kind of like the 60s style diner, and he's very bored. He's very frustrated with being there, and he's just got to pull another all-nighter that was just sprung upon him by his dad, who really is discouraging him from going to college. Now, there's a lot of different kind of weird humor in this one here. But if you know the Friday 13th series, and especially the Freddy's Nightmare series, then you know exactly where this one's going. We see him kind of like fantasize about these girls coming up in a pink Cadillac that kind of want to take him away somewhere sexy, when his girlfriend actually kind of calls and says she's going to come up and see him about 3 o'clock. His girlfriend is played by Lar Park Lincoln. Lucky bastard. I was so in love with Lar Park Lincoln when I was a kid. And who wouldn't be? She's gorgeous. Still to this day, she's a gorgeous woman. And basically, he hears somebody saying that he's coming after him on the order thing outside. So the drive-through. Somebody comes up along on a motorcycle, and proceeds to basically say, give me everything you got, and shoots him in the head. Now, or he thinks it does, because then he wakes up and his girlfriend is there with him, and he says, "Screw it, I'm going home." And that's when things start to get really weird. He goes in and out of nightmares. He keeps seeing a dripping of blood, but there's no wound on him anywhere. And it becomes pretty obvious that the part in the beginning when he gets shot is unfortunately the part that is real. He's not going to get out of this. The whole focus on this is he wants so bad to not end up like his dad, or like not end up working at this restaurant for the rest of his life, this drive-thru restaurant. And he's died there. He's not getting out. There's some great little kind of humorous parts to it. The humor is kind of similar in a lot of ways to Part 2, some humor in Part 2 of Nightmare on Elm Street. And that would kind of tend to be the focus here. Some people don't really like this episode over certain other ones that were done. I actually didn't mind it. I thought the first part at least was pretty solid. John Cameron Mitchell made a really great protagonist. Lar Park Lincoln really suited him. They had a really good chemistry together. And the guy that played the killer, Michael Melvin, who apparently wasn't in a lot of stuff, but man, I remember that face. And I even checked on IMDb, but the place that I remember from is not one of the places on IMDb. Now, in the second story, we find out that, one, he gets shot, and it's around 3, his girlfriend shows up, and she gets shot too. Of course, he gets shot in the head. Well, hers is only a flesh wound. and she's rushed to the hospital. We find out really quickly that the girl, played by Lara Park Lincoln, has a phobia of hospitals, and we'll find out to the end of it why. But you can kind of figure it out. They kind of mention that her parents are coming to pick her up, and she keeps saying no, it's not possible. And then there's a lot of, it goes through a lot of different like phobias, like from hospitals, like people, like organ, like like people doing messing up when you're in surgery and doing stuff when you're under there, or dropping things, or just doing like really crazy stuff, or trying to get your limbs off and your organs and stuff like that. It goes through a lot of like basically the fears that people have about the hospital, kind of like the whole paranoid Robin Cook type of fears. And we also see her being followed or stalked by the killer. But all in all, basically, this is all her under under the drugs. The operation took longer than it was supposed to, and she wakes up and she talks to them, and everything looks okay. And then she sees her parents in the doorway, and she talks about her parents died there years ago because it was a botch in the hospital. That's why she doesn't want to be in a hospital, and especially in this hospital in particular, because that's where her parents died at, through no fault of their own. Now, overall, the episode was pretty good. I found the first half of the episode stronger than the second half, although Lara Park Lincoln, who is beautiful, kept me watching throughout the entire time. The first part just had a little bit more of a sense of humor to it, and it didn't, and although it was a longer part, it ran 25 minutes as opposed to the second part's 20, it really didn't drag the way the second part did. The second part just seemed to be like recycling ideas, and you kind of knew where it was going really early on, so there wasn't a lot. It seemed like there was stuff being shoved in there that really didn't need to. It was more filling than anything else. But it was a 45-minute episode. Overall, was it a good one? It was decent. I would recommend watching it. If you get the set, definitely watch the episodes on here. I'm going to check out the other episode later on. If I can do it and find it, I'm going to try and do some... it's a lofty goal, but I might try and review the whole series, or at least one season of it when I get some time off. So this is probably my last Halloween review for today. I may have missed one day there when I was doing the whole Penny Dreadful complete season review, but I made up for it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Happy early Halloween. Enjoy it. Have fun with horror. It's one of the most fun genres out there, and just like Freddy, don't take yourself too seriously. For me right now, it's time for tea, and I gotta see if I can find the rest of that series. It's not on DVD or Blu-ray yet, but there's gotta be other ways, right? Yeah.